We are very pleased that Mr. Algirdas Saudargas have accepted to chair this panel. We know Mr. Saudargas because he was already in the first Meta Forum in Brussels last November in the opening session. So this was in Brussels, and so we are very glad now to meet again in Budapest. So Mr. Saudargas is a member of the European Parliament and a speaker of, it's a small but very important language in Lithuania. He's a specialist of international politics, and I believe he's very interested in languages and hopefully in language technologies. The chair is yours.
Thank you very much for your kind words. Good afternoon, everybody. And before saying a few words, I would like, first of all, to introduce our distinguished panelists. Those already we have listened, our colleague from Latvia, and beside me I have representatives from other Baltic states, from the eastern shore of Baltic Sea. First of all, Kadri Vider, Estonian Ministry of Education and Research, and next to here is Rimvydas Vaštakas, my colleague in Lithuanian politics, and now he represents as Vice Minister, Minister of Transport and Communication of Lithuania. Later on, we go further from Baltic Sea to the North Sea, and I would like to represent Mr. Peter Spyns. I'm right, I hope, pronunciation. He will represent Dutch Language Union, and Madam Sabine Kirchmeier-Andersen, Director of the Danish Language Council, Copenhagen. What is really in common for those people represented and sitting in the panel today, I will find in the last picture was Hans Kreitz in the morning presented to us a vision, a timetable of visions, and there have been 3 strips on this vision. First, coming to the end, already in internal communication in MetaNet community, already we are approaching the finish in 2011 as to follow this timetable. This timeline. Now we are in full speed of communication with language technology community, with stakeholders and others. And the last strip is, which should begin in 2011, is to bring our vision to politicians, to the broader society, to those who are making decisions. And really, those people who are here, they are not only working there with us on this vision, not only contributing to this vision, but after the meeting, I believe they will come to their governments in this or that capacity. They are communicated with their governments and will bring this vision of MetaNet to their governments. So thank you very much for, once again for kind words, and I would like to begin this panel and to discuss what was presented. My congratulations for all of us that MetaNet already made a good contribution of those white papers. We can begin with the broad and general vision of multilingual Europe, because the theme of today's discussion is, of this panel is, are Europe's languages in danger? I would stress Europe's languages, the stress on Europe. Can Europe really take this challenge of dangers for European languages? That is the question. Now I would like to start with Kadri Vider, I should say. I'm sorry, Kadri Vider, Estonian Ministry of Education and Research. Please, floor is yours.
Thank you. The questions what we had before will focus on the question what our country is doing with regard to taking an active role in language technology, research and innovation, and I tried to answer to that question. First of all, according to the Constitution, the official language of Republic of Estonia is, of course, Estonian, and it's the state obligations to preserve the Estonian language. So it means also that if we have problems, of course, known to many other languages, which are the greatest threats, for example, a drop of the number of mother tongue speakers. We have only maybe less than 1 million speakers who speak Estonian as a mother tongue. Another trait is excessive influence from foreign languages. And of course, the focus this event is language technology. So how this influences our languages. And it is difficulty in keep up with the bigger languages in terms of language technology. But measures necessary for the preservation and the development of the Estonian language are defined in the development strategy of the Estonian language, as well in a development plan, which started this year. And there is a special chapter in this development plan, a chapter called Estonian language technology. And this declares the main goal of Estonian language technology, which is to develop technology support for the Estonian language at a level that would allow functioning of Estonian in the modern information society. So this is our main goal in language technology. And for that purpose, we have launched some national programs. First of them started at 2006, and the continuing program started this year. And with these national programs, we try to keep up and to develop Estonian language in information society. Maybe it's shortly the situation in Estonia.
Thank you very much. We are a bit late on schedule. You saved some of our time and saved more time for waiting after us. The computer Watson will come after us. So now I pass the floor to Rimvydas Vaštakas, and we move south from Estonia to Lithuania on the same Baltic Sea shore. Please, Rimvydas.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate this event, and I like the presentations, and well, everything is really interesting. I am the first time in such an event, and there are many new things I see. But I would like to touch two subjects for today, and maybe I do not start to explain what Lithuania does, because you can read everything in a special information book. And the themes I would like to touch are, one of them, the future or the destiny of languages of small countries. And Lithuania, also as Estonia, we have just 4 million in total language users, and we are in 144th position in the world. And if we look at the influence of a market on our languages of small countries, then you will see that, for example, Google Translate, it doesn't work for Lithuanian language, or it works very poorly. If we talk about there was a Mercedes or Daimler presentation, there is no Daimler with Lithuanian languages implemented. There is also neither BMW or Volkswagen with Lithuanian languages. I think the same Danish or Dutch or Latvian language. And that means, and even for today, in today exhibition, I took advertisement leaflets, a few leaflets, just, I didn't find any language from our small countries. There is here on the leaflets 7, 9, this is Japanese, Chinese, Russian, and so on. That means that the market, which works like a free market, it doesn't take care about small countries, about languages of small countries. They need a market. They need a big portion of a cake. And that means that I'm coming to the decision of the Lithuanian government that the main target for Lithuania is preserving the Lithuanian language as the cornerstone of Lithuanism in the world. And what should be done? What should be done for this reason in the future? If we go the same way like it is now, these languages, all languages, will start to disappear. For example, if we will, as it was shown also in one of the presentations today, if we will start to build the trains for the big countries as a train like a technological decision, like as a machine translation, then for small countries, that will be enough money just for one wheel, or maybe for bigger ones, for engine, but not for the train. And I would like to propose that we would think, every representative for all the countries, what kind of decision should be made that we should build one normal big train for all languages, because we can then ask ourselves the main question, which language will become the last one in the European Union? Could you guess? I wouldn't like to guess. And this is it for first theme. And the second is much more easy because it's an ask. When Lithuanians, for example, try to connect the internet, and I also a user of internet, 61% now we have users of internet of all citizens of Lithuania. But normally we would pay, for example, for a month, amount for a month is from 5 to 8 euros per month with, with access, full access without any limits. And now we see that, for example, it was very nice to hear from Google representative that he can translate, for example, translate the menu in the restaurant. But I know the rule from Lithuania. When we go outside Lithuania, we have to switch off the mobile internet.